Hello, everyone. Welcome to ELI, the only podcast in India where we bring a new founder on every episode to talk about their journey and the story of building a startup. And today we have with us Abhinav Singh, who is the founder of Techugo, which is a mobile app building company. Hi, Abhinav. Welcome to ELI.
Hi, Priya. Thank you so much. Thank you for the introduction.
Did I introduce correctly? You are a mobile app building
Uh,
company. Is that right?
uh, that's precisely what we do. So, in nutshell, that is what we are. We technically build mobile applications, but to be specific about it, we build applications which can really be scaled. So, our average application would have at least 200,000 downloads, right? So, we work on very limited applications, but we work on highly scalable kind of a model, and we work with those kind of clients who have really grand vision in terms of downloads and the scalability.
Got it. Uh, just clarify this. Do you build apps for your clients, or is the apps used by your customers directly?
No, so we have clients come to us with a requirement. Generally, they come to us with a brief idea, and then we kind of from that idea we consult them how exactly they can go digital, whether it is through mobile apps, whether through it is through AI agents, or whether it is through websites. We
Mhm.
consult them, and then we develop that particular application or website especially for them. So it is a custom built solution for that particular client. We don't sell solutions to people,
Okay.
right?
Uh,
Ready-made solutions. We are not into ready-made solutions.
got it. Curious, why would someone come to you if they are having a scalable business which is having at least 200K users? Can't they themselves build a mobile app?
No, right. No. I said, I believe you got it wrong. So I said our average application, the
Mhm.
application that we have developed technically from scratch, they would have at least 200,000 downloads. That's the average that we have right now.
Mhm.
So application was developed from scratch, started from zero users, but it would have a scaled to that level,
Got it. Got it. Again,
right? So we yeah,
got it. Again, coming back to
go ahead.
the question again, even if somebody is coming to you to develop a mobile app from scratch, why would he or she come to you versus develop it themselves? Don't they, no- is it like a
Uh,
very
right.
small
So
company? Do you cater to very small startups only?
no, so we have our portfolio is built of I think startups would be around 30 to 35% in our overall portfolio. So
Mhm.
that means 30 to 35% of the people come to us with an idea, and they have no business behind it. And then we develop mobile application or website, which helps them to promote their idea to the mass market.
Mhm.
Then almost 40% of our business would be of enterprise clients. We
Mhm.
work with clients like Bajaj, Finserv. We work with clients like Oswald Publishers. We work with clients like Airtel, Dhanuka, Godfrey Phillips, Indofil. So we work with these Fortune 500 clients who come to us with an operational problem, right? So they might have a problem in terms of one of, for example, Godfrey Phillips. For them, we developed a tool through which they are able to figure out how their marketing is doing on various products that they have, right? So we built an application which involves AI in order to understand what kind of campaigns are running, when they are running, where they are running. And so we build solutions for these enterprises which complements their business.
Okay,
Right now, again, it can be a mobile app or it can be a web-based portal.
got it. Uh, I understand mobile app building requires a certain kind of skill set, which is
Yep.
usually not found in enterprises. So enterprises are okay to build their core stack and maybe
Mhm.
deliver it on a web app, but to build a mobile friendly application which comes in a different form factor, for that you need
Mhm.
almost always outsource it to a specialized agency. Why is that?
So mobile application projects are generally or are not very large in nature when compared to web-based portals. For example, let's say a fintech product which is based on a web-based module. That kind of takes years to build. However, now even people are serious enough that they want mobile applications which are similar in terms of the web products that they have. So mobile applications even today are scaled to the similar level. They are complementing the web products that the client has.
Mhm.
A lot of enterprise clients are still apprehensive about having a mobile application because of the technology stack that they have. They have a legacy system, which
Mhm.
is in an older technology, and shifting from there to something which is mobile friendly takes a little time, and hence the approach is slower
Mhm.
when compared to startups who are frugal in nature. I mean, they can build it in the current technology stack. They don't have a legacy system to build on or to cater to. So it's
Mhm.
easier for a startup to come to a company like ours.
Okay.
But for an enterprise which have been there for 40, 50 years, for them it becomes a difficult task to come to a company like ours until and unless they are very technologically advanced. Right? If
Mhm.
they are using a very legacy system,
Mhm.
older technology, they would always prefer to have developers local, right?
Okay.
Because we would not have developers of those kind of technologies which are not
Mhm.
used anymore, right? So that might be the case.
Got it. And do you just build the apps, or do you also work alongside them to grow the app, onboard the users, and achieve all the business objectives they had for the mobile app?
Right. So these are different verticals that we have in TechHugo. So one is purely for mobile application app for development. Then we have consultation, which comes technically before development. So we have consultation, then development, and then we have the marketing team, which is in house, where we offer downloads to the clients. We can work along with the client in order to execute their GTM strategy, the go to market strategy. So we can, we have done that for over 100 clients where we have executed their go to market strategy, whether it is through performance marketing or through organic channels. But we have kind of held the hand of the people even after the development.
Got it. We'll go deep into that, but before that, would like to set the context for our audience.
Sure.
Tell us a bit about your background, about your journey so far. I was reading through your LinkedIn profile. I understand there is a very interesting story of how did you become an entrepreneur, and I think there was a time when you had to go through some sort of bankruptcy or something that was written on the
Hmm.
LinkedIn. So would you like to explain that,
Right.
take us through your journey?
Sure. So I got into entrepreneurship by sheer force. I mean, I never wanted to be a businessman. Don't come from a business background. I don't think anyone in my family would have come from a business background. So I graduated in 2011 from Dehradun, from ICFAI Dehradun. And I was here in Delhi when I was asked by a couple of my cousins and a friend that why not start a company. We started a company. That company really grew pretty well. So within 3 years, we were almost close to 500 people strong firm.
Wow.
That was the first company that we started. I was 26 years old in 2014. We started getting offers from a lot of companies for merger and acquisition. We did a deal in haste without looking into the terms and conditions. Things went bad post acquisition.
Mhm.
We got terminated from the company that we started. And today, that company trades on Indian stock market, at a capitalization of almost 2 billion US dollars.
Wow.
But we moved on, after 2015 from that company when we were terminated from the company that we started technically. And
Mm.
post that, we started TechHugo. Uh, and TechHugo is technically, it started with something else, pivoted into mobile app development.
Mhm.
And so yeah, during that transition, when from my last company to TechHugo, there was a stage when we had legal cases, we had a lot of things going on,
Mhm.
and it was a time when you were already knocked down at the very bottom of where you think you can fall. So it was all happening at that time during 2015, early 2015. And then we kind of created Techugo in order to kind of get our life back on track. And since mobile app development was something which I knew very well,
Mm-hmm.
we started mobile app development as a service in Techugo
Okay.
a little later. And today that has become one of our strongest forte.
Mm-hmm.
We have developed over 1,400 applications now so far in last 10 years.
Wow.
And we have applications which have won Guinness Book of World Records. We have applications which have scaled from zero revenue from an ideation from idea stage to almost being a $400 million company in terms of ARR.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We have companies which have applications which are current technically an existing client, and we have been working with them since last 8 years now, who have got 300 million active users using their platform. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we have kind of positioned ourselves in the market that if you are really looking for an applications which can be scaled, an application which can cater to thousands and millions of users, we are the right partners, right? So that's what we have done in the last 10 years, right? And it has come after a lot of learning, a lot of failures, but now we are very comfortable in the space we are at, that what we can do with the companies and ideas that come through us.
Got it. Speaking of scalability, what would you say is the difference between applications that can scale versus applications that will not scale? Like on a technical term, what is
Right. So this is the question which every client of ours asks, because this is something which is very hard to explain in the very beginning to a non-technical client who
mm-hmm.
doesn't have a technological background. It doesn't understand the phrases of the technical phrases. So 90% of the companies in India, which are startups or 5, 6, 10 years old companies, they focus on sales to grow their company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like anyone technically should. In that pursuit, what they forget is that they don't put enough focus on creating and building an application for which they got the contract in the first place. So what they do is they do the coding with older architectures. You do the coding without proper documentation. They do the coding without proper QA practices in place. They do the coding without security
Mm-hmm.
guidelines in place. They do the coding without thinking about which country you have to launch, the guidelines of that country, the law of the land. So there are a lot of things that goes into the planning of an application once you are starting. Documentation being the most important one of all, because today, the one thing which is, the attrition rate today is crazy, at a crazy level,
Mm-hmm.
right? So developers today resign after 6 months to 8 months, in order to get a better job or better opportunity, or for whatever
Right.
reason that they have. What happens because of that is, if the documentation is not proper and if you're not following a proper guidelines in writing your code, and if your entire company is not following the same guidelines and structure, the
Mm-hmm.
next person or the developer who comes in would start writing the code in their own way or language.
Mm-hmm.
And mostly what happens is, when a product shifts from one developer to the other developer, that is where this things start breaking, right?
Yep.
So what we have done is, we have created a very stringent guidelines along with we do the development. And that has those guidelines, that we have set of 13 guidelines. And these set of 13 guidelines have ensured that no matter who the developer is, our code would always be of the same quality and structure. It would follow the same structure, right? So there are these very basic things that we have followed along the way. uh, you know Apart from, we have a very dedicated research and development team which continuously works on the newest technologies that are out there. We continuously work on the newer way of doing coding. So all these things help us to kind of create a product which is highly scalable.
Got it. Can you give some examples, like which all apps were made by you? Which all famous apps were made by you? And what
Right.
kind of results
Sure.
you had?
So sure, there's this application called TrueFan.
Mm.
This is a Gurgaon-based client, right? So TrueFan was built by us. Then there is another application. So Byju's was a long-term client for us.
Wow.
We stopped working with them almost 1.5 years back, I think. But we worked with them for almost 4 or 5 years. We worked with Byju's on their application. We worked with White Hat Junior. And then the other famous application that we work with, that we have developed, is Lifology. That is an application which has won Guinness Book of World Record as well. It assesses the students on the basis of their interests and then guides you which college you can apply to and how you can apply to that particular college.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So yeah. Then we have worked on uh, Gyan Fresh. It is the Lucknow-based dairy company,
Mm-hmm.
which was technically an idea when it came to us. Today, they are doing almost 350 million US dollar in terms of revenue per year. Right. So these are some of the applications that we have developed. There are some really cutting edge technologies that we have developed for the fraternity of pickleball.
Mm-hmm.
So pickleball is a game, like table, like lawn
Right.
tennis, but in
Yeah.
a smaller format. And yeah. So we developed an application for the pickleball fraternity. This is the company that technically got pickleball into the market.
Mm-hmm.
We developed an application for them, which kind of assesses your strokes, whether it is a forehand or backhand, or how it should have been taken. It tells what fault you did, whether the ball was inside the court, outside the court.
Mm-hmm.
So it uses AI and machine learning in order to visualize the playing environment, and it suggests you what you can do better,
Mm-hmm.
and whose fault it was, or whether it was a fault or not. So it does that.
Got it.
Right. So these are few of the applications, right? There are many others, but then these are enterprise applications. Probably you would have not heard of names of, but we work with Airtel, Bajaj, Dhanuka Fertilizers, right? So Indophil, Godfrey Phillips. So we work with a lot of marquee brands, but yeah, enterprise level applications. So
Got it. Uh, I've been observing a trend recently, which is the UIs of UIs of the past, be it web or mobile, they are getting changed to a conversational interface, which is like a Chat GPT like interface. Now apps
right.
are modifying themselves. I recently saw a enterprise application got converted into a, instead of UI, now they are using chat to do whatever they you want
Mhm.
to, and they're creating pretty serious level of work from a chat interface itself. And the application is not just producing output based on a certain action that you do on a UI, but application is also
Mhm.
brainstorming and telling the user how to get the most out of the application.
Right.
So this is a
Right.
transition that is happening. How do you see mobile
Right.
apps in the future? Like, do you think mobile apps will survive the future? Are they are Will there be more mobile apps in the future, or mobile apps will be?
Right.
Yeah.
So this entire industry is right now going through a revolution. In next 4 or 5 years, it would be transcending into a different state altogether. But I'll tell you, we were used to using websites on our laptops or computers earlier, where we used to write the web domain and then go to the website and then search for stuff. Then came the mobile applications, which made the job even easier. That you have everything on your smartphone with three taps. Technically, you can do any purchases. Now humans are getting even more, lethargic, or you can say that the comfortability factor is going to a notch above. And what now is coming in is the agentic technology,
Mhm.
that you are building agents on top of your mobile applications, which are so technically everything that your mobile application was doing. Now you are building agents through which to which you can talk to, and it would do the same function that you were doing, you know,
Mhm.
by making some certain gestures or by clicking of buttons. So
Right.
now this agentic technology would technically take over the mobile app development. However, is mobile app industry in a serious trouble? I don't think so. It's the front end part of it which would be taken over by the agentic technologies. So we are into a lot of agents. We develop a lot of agents for our clients. So
Mhm.
what technically that is that is just a, you can consider it as another layer on top of your mobile application,
Mhm.
right? So your mobile application becomes much more easy to use. You can chat with your system, tell it things to do, and it will do it on your behalf, rather than going on Make My Trip and writing from and to and the dates and how many people you want to take along with you to Dubai. You just
Mhm.
write hi, make MMT. I want to go to Dubai on 15th of November. I have three people along with me, one infant who has to go. Uh, Show me the best tickets, and one-stop journey or non-stop journeys tickets, right?
Mhm.
So it would show you the data, all the data that it would fetch. So
Right.
technically, what it has done is from writing Dubai, India to the New Delhi to Dubai, and then writing four people, writing one infant, and selecting non-stop flights. It would have taken you 30 seconds. Now you can do that work in 3 seconds. So that
Mhm.
is what it is doing now, right? So these agents are built on top of the mobile applications for mobile applications that are already there. If not, these agentic technologies will technically take over, and that is where the future lies, I believe.
Got it. Another threat to mobile apps is, I believe, the progressive web apps. If you look at it right now, Google Gemini doesn't have a MacBook app. What you have to do is you can either access it from your browser, or you can download a Chrome app, which will look and feel like a MacBook app, but it is a Chrome based. And the
Yep.
same thing is happening on
Right.
different devices. The advantage is you don't need to build separate apps for the separate devices and all. Everything works on
Right.
a browser as a backend layer running that. So
Right.
what would you
Right.
say after, if everything is moving towards a PWA, progressive mobile app domain? Where do
Mhm.
the natively written mobile apps stand in the future?
Right. So PWAs are not new. They have been there since 2011, right? Since 2010, I believe. Progressive web apps have already always been there. They were not that famous earlier because of a lot of reasons, but why they have came into why they have come into limelight now is because of a lot of tools that have come up, which are developing applications for you or claiming that they can develop an application, which are technically PWAs. Now these technologies, these tools are really good in terms of developing a prototype for yourself. But when it comes to serious computation and serious business which happens on the application, these
Mhm.
PWAs are still pretty far from achieving what a native or a cross-platform application can do, like React Native or Flutter applications can do. Right.
Yep.
So if you're really serious about your idea, I think progressive web app can be a good start because you don't invest a lot of money in those applications. You develop it off from a vibe coding platforms or something like that. But
Mhm.
once you have validated your idea either from investors or from your market or from your community,
Mhm.
then if you are really serious about your idea that it can do a business, you will have to go for a mobile app development, which is PWAs are not very scalable. They are laggy. They are laggy at times. They
Right.
will take a lot of time. The user experience is not as good as as the mobile application, whether it is done natively or through cross-platform tools are. Right.
Mhm.
So that is the problem with PWAs. I believe they have been always there. Just now they have come into limelight because of some tools that vibe coding. That is why they have come into limelight now.
Got it. And speaking of vibe coding, this is my last question before we close. Uh, do you think the app developer's job is at risk because of AI? Because AI is pretty good nowadays to at least build applications, the front end parts of the applications. And mobile apps are kind of, a front end to a larger back end that is running in a
Right.
enterprise architecture. So, or do you think mobile app developers will be extinct, or maybe?
So so the efficiency would increase for sure. Good mobile app developers would never cease, right? They would always be there. What it would do is this all the agentic technologies that are there, the vibe coding platforms and any other platform which is helping developers to write the code, that is what it is doing is it is making developers more efficient than they were. Today they can do, for example, if a module has taken them 10 hours to complete 4 years back, probably today it will take them 6 to 7 hours to do. But saying that a layman can do that coding without a developer being present, it's not possible, right? You will have to have a developer. So developers will become way more efficient. they will become much more productive. That is what we have become. We have
Mhm.
become more efficient, we have become more profitable, we have become more productive. But saying that developers would lose their job, technically, again, the same phrase, if someone is not using these tools to the fullest, and if they are very resistant to it, they
Mhm.
would lose their job to the people who are using it.
Got it. But the number of roles, number of people required will reduce, right?
No, the time it takes to develop a platform will reduce. The
Okay.
number of developers would stay the same,
Mm-hmm.
right? The time it takes to develop it would reduce. So, for example, if it was taking me 10,000 hours to develop an iPhone application, now probably it would take me 6,000 or 7,000 or at times 8,000, depending on how complex the application is. So the
Mm-hmm.
time taken to develop an application would reduce, but it's not like, some role would get freed up. It won't happen.
Okay. Got it. All right. So
Right.
on this,
Again, we
yeah.
are scratching the surface right now. It will
Mhm.
get better with time. So
Right.
this is changing every month, every second month, something new is coming in. So
Yeah.
probably everything that I have told you, that you know people would become 30%, 25, 30% more efficient. It might become 90% more efficient once,
Mhm.
but depends on how the technology is scaling.
Got it. Perfect. I think on this note, we have come to the closure of the session. Thanks for joining us, Abhinav. Pleasure to have you on our platform, and our best wishes
Okay.
for the venture.
Thank you, Priya. Thank you so much for taking out time, and it was lovely talking to you. Have a good day
Likewise.
ahead.
You too. Bye.
Thank you.